Needless to say, eventually I upgraded to uh, what I currently have, which is the Haswell E X99 chipset motherboard and processor. And let's just say that that came with its own set of problems, but at least I'm functional and I can have all of my SATA ports now. So yeah, and it has an NVMe. Yes, it has the uh, the M.2 slots now. So I've got one of those for my install of Windows, and I've got SSDs for games, and I've got hard disk drives for recording and storage and all that, and more games. Because even with a freaking terabyte of SSD storage between two SSDs, I still don't have enough storage space to install the games that I play. And I don't even have everything installed either. What am I here for again? Oh, right. Rare earth mines. That's what I'm here for again. Hey, stuff, things, progression. Progression, that's a thing. That should probably happen one of these days. One of these days. Yes, never have enough storage space. I've got like how much currently? So the NVMe drive is 512 gig, half terabyte. I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive, a 6 terabyte hard drive, 2 terabyte hard drive, a 3 terabyte hard drive, a half gig SSD, another half gig SSD, and another 3 TB hard drive. And I have a broken 3 TB hard drive. I have three physical 3 terabyte hard drives in the system. They are identical. One of them is broken. One of them died. Had a lot of video games on it. I was not happy that it died. Um, was not happy that it died. And then I have one fast 2 terabyte, one slow 2 terabyte, and a 6 terabyte, and then the two SSDs and the NVMe. Ever heard of RAID? Yes, I have used RAID. I have used RAID, but ahem. See, it has this little thing that happens when you start up the machine that actually makes it take longer to start up when you have RAID arrays, and I just got tired of that. So, eh. And I could have had RAID arrays with like the 3 terabyte drives because they were all the same. But I didn't do it. I wanted the space and I didn't want the risk of one failing and losing everything. So it's like, oh gosh, I could never justify doing even the RAID 1.0 or 0.1. I could never quite justify that because you lose access to half the space to keep things in parity. I have toyed with the idea of getting a like you having RAID on a personal server, like a RAID 5 on a personal server, something along those lines. But again, money. Money! These things are not free. Especially not server quality hard drives. These things are not free. I do not have that many hundreds of dollars. Like, I am still paying for the memory that I replaced. Do you remember the memory that I replaced recently? I remember the memory I had to replace recently. It was several $100s. When I got my lighting. Remember that? When I decided to do the lighting and replace my memory because I had bad memory? Yeah, I'm still paying that. I've still got like $500+ on my credit card for Amazon that's being paid. So yeah, still paying that. All right, where am I gonna mine this stuff? Where am I gonna mine this rare earth? What location? Doesn't necessarily matter, but I think I had thought to do it like here, these, or here, or here. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, right there. You're late again. Yes, you are. What did you miss? Not particularly much. Not particularly much. Do you even drive? Literally no. Actually, no. I do not have a driver's license. Like, point of fact, I do not have a driver's license. I have an expired learner's permit that I need to, like, switch to a state ID or something. Can I survive without a driver's license? Sort of. Especially these days. So I was gonna, like, do 2.5. Yeah, that's the plan. I think what's also going to be the plan is into a chest here. I don't have a chest. Wood? I do have wood. Let's do that. Yes, I'll have a wood chest. Yay, stuff. But yes, I can survive where I am right now without a driver's license. Can I forever? Probably not, but by that point I would probably just move to a place I could be without a driver's license. Actually, if push came to shove, I could get a like a moped, a small motorbike, and not need the driver's license if the engine is not particularly too powerful. That is allowed around here. So there is that as an option. We do have a grocery store within walking distance from my current location. So the only thing I would really need any amount of vehicle for would be like going to a theater. That would be like the main thing. I just haven't drived. Like that's like I've never had reason. I have never had reason to drive or to learn to drive. Now, there might be medical reason for something like standard bicycle, not being able to ride a standard bicycle, because I have, when I was really young, I was prone to inner ear infections, which caused some minor, very, very small amount of damage to the vestibular system, which is your sense of balance. So, balance issue plus bike, those two don't really go together very well. Those two things don't go together particularly well. And I think it might also have an effect if I was actually truly trying to drive, because it affects my spatial awareness of where I am, so it may end up causing some problems with misjudging space, trying to squeeze through places you can't squeeze through, that type of stuff, being too close sometimes to things. But yeah, I just don't want to drive. That's long and short of it. I just don't wanna. So we're mining, like we've got rare earth ores. Like, hey, we've got ore. It's ore. It's happening. Ore is thankfully like the easiest thing. The rare earth ore is one of the easiest things. So we've got those. We've got those. So have I, like, done a production line on the actual rare earth oxides? I think so, yes, I have. Right here. Um, what do I need for you? Some solid separators. Yes, it's just power for the rare earth mines. Like, everything else is problem. In London, handling salmon under suspicious circumstances is illegal. What would be the suspicious circumstances for handling salmon? That's just completely random. Let's see. You should read about what some of the sodomy laws are in the United States. Laws that in no way, shape, or form are even remotely enforceable. But they exist. But they exist. It's it's yeah, annoying at times when you really think about some of the laws that exist that are like, how would they even know? Like, how would they even know some of this stuff? Anyway, now that I am completely and utterly distracted from everything and getting stuck, apparently, with this car, let us grab these things. So basically right now, outside of, like, placing this initial stuff down over here, looks like I need some, landfill. I am primarily waiting on this to start basically just backing up. I shouldn't have used a thingy there. Now that I'm thinking about it. I shouldn't have used a thingy there. Because that's just going to end up buffering the aurum inside of the machine. I guess that would be one of the good things-ish about the stack size being as small as it is. At 10, because it won't take too many in that internal buffer. It's 10 for both the seeds and the module, by the way, just for reference. The aurum seeds stack at 10. Might want to stack a little higher than that. So yeah, things like... Yeah, it's holding a whole bunch in there. I'm gonna do that. And pull out all these beautiful aurum that can now be used as modules to help to speed up things. Glorious things. Yeah, go over here, place that.
Sorry, I don't know that. I do have a skill to my glove. Called something fast. Try it?
No, Echo, stop. No, I don't want to try a skill today. I do not want to try a skill today, Echo. Please, just not. Just don't. If you do that again, I'm going to unplug you and throw you against the wall. So the other day, this was early last week, I had a circumstance where every one of the Amazon devices in the house disconnected from the internet, and they said that they're sorry, but they're having trouble connecting right now. And then if you tried to call them, they would just say that over again. As it turns out, the wireless network, the 5 gigahertz wireless network that they were trying to connect to, wasn't broadcasting. The modem said it was broadcasting. It had the little light to say that it was broadcasting the 5. It was not broadcasting the 5. It just disappeared, non-existent, non-existent on the 5. So it's like, okay, let's log in to the modem admin and do a reset on the 5, so that we don't have to like have any of the other devices disconnect from the network. JSON error would not allow me to actually log into the admin system. Okay. So I had to unplug the thing and plug it back in again and disconnect every single device in the whole house from the internet while it caused the modem to do a full reset all over again. And after it did the full reset, I was able to actually be able to log into the admin portal, but also was able to get the 5 worked. Magic! The 5 worked again. Just turn it off and on again. But we pay money for this trash of a device every month. Like, it's money that gets paid for this device every month. What even are you? Fluid separator. You need fluid and solid? Okay. Sure. Where am I making those? There's the fluids. Where's the solids? Solids are here. Yes, have you tried turning it off and on again? See, I was trying to avoid having to turn it off and on again. Why was I not making any of you? Like, I could have been making you. Yeah, it's crazy. This little Aris device, that's the brand ARRIS. It's a modem with built-in Wi-Fi and telephone. We're not even paying for the telephone anymore. It's theoretically supposed to be able to cover the whole house, but considering we have to have it at literally one end of the house, it doesn't really stretch, even on the 2.4, across the other end of the house. Well, correction, the 2.4 stretches to the other end of the house. The 5 doesn't quite make it well enough to have a good, solid connection at the other end of the house. And the 2.4 is too slow for the other end of the house. And the issue is that the other end of the house is where we have the main TV. Like, the whole main entertainment system setup is on the literal other end of the house, on the complete opposite end wall. Now, the Ethernet over power line thing may function well enough. The thing is, we technically have Ethernet over power line already here, a pair of devices for that. It's being used for our security, our home security system. It's actually already being used for our home security system. And we don't have, like, it's the cheapest possible thing as well, so it's not even fast enough for purpose. What I do have out there is like a device that's supposed to do a signal extender. It's supposed to extend, but of course, every time you do that, it halves the speed, and it's at the very opposite end. So it's like, doesn't work too well in that spot. Doesn't quite work too well in that spot. And then I have never been able to figure out how to make it like seamless. Like I just want I want it to be one ID, and I want the devices to connect to the closest thing to them, and have the transition be seamless without disconnecting between them. You know, like if I'm on a campus at a university, they've got it set up that you can just connect to the wireless, and no matter where you go, you're not having to reconnect all the time. Uh it's I just want that. Can I just get that? And can I get it without like the Google Mesh problem with some devices only being able to connect to 2.4 gigahertz and some not? Like, because there's a problem with things like the Google Mesh network in particular, because it doesn't have any specificity between the 2.4 or either of the 5s. It doesn't actually let you specify, so it tries to connect devices, like the devices that can only connect to 2.4 can't actually connect to the mesh network because it's going to always try to do the 5 first. And it doesn't let you specify 2.4 only for anything. It's like, oh god, it sucks. It sucks. It's awful. What am I doing? Waiting on these thingies. Yes, these thingies. Agitators. Any of those? Yes, I've got those at least. Ball mills are here. Some of you, and jaw crushers. I don't actually have any on me. Wow. Right there. All right, so that's solid seps. I've got evaps, solid seps, evaps, fluid seps, thickeners, agitators, ball mills, and jaw crushers, and then stuff to void and all that other outside inputs we'll worry about later. All the other crap for the outside inputs we'll worry about after. Where's my car? Way over there. Way over thither. So that's like part of my broader plans for the house that I live in is, you know, I would like to be able to afford to run Ethernet lines through the house, or at least have one, just one Ethernet line from this end of the house to the opposite end of the house. Just the one. That's all I need. One cable run from this room to the opposite wall of the living room. That's all I need, is just one hard line all the way out there. The problem is this is a split level house, so it's not. Hold up. Yeah, it's like as soon as I saw relevant XKCD, I knew it would be a link, and I knew it's gonna block the thing. So yeah, it's you can post it once I do once I do like that. Do that. Post the link. Post the link. Quickly now. There you go. There we go. Alright, let's build rare earth. Processing. over to the right. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm missing something rather important. Don't mind me, as I yet again forget something rather important. I need the landfill. I need the landfill. And yes, XKCD is a good serialized comic. You should really read it if you have not. I follow XKCD. That is one that I follow. I also follow sequential art. That's another thingy. That's more like entertainment than intellectual, but I do follow it. And I also follow what is the other one? Awkward Zombie. Yes, that's the one. Those are the like 3 that I actually follow of like web comic type things. XKCD, sequential art, and Awkward Zombie, which is about video games. Weekly video game commentary. Landfill. That's why I'm here. Had to think about that again. We're sort of doing this, but we're also doing rare earth. Sort of waiting on this to get more. More! Landfill. I need a little bit of you. You know, just casually walk up to a warehouse. Be like, hey, I need landfill. Cool, there it is. Landfill. Must have more than that, by the way. I need more. How's the blood? Oh, it's been processed. I've got, how much? A bit. A bit of that stuff. Ready and waiting. The albumin is waiting for the, eventual artificial blood. I've also got a little bit of nichrome. Yeah, just a bit of nichrome. I sort of actually want a bit more nichrome. Would be great to accrue. You envy my mall? I mean, it's a mall. Yeah, it's stuff. Stuff and time. Stuff and time. Where were we at 220 hours on the, Off the Rails playthrough? Probably a lot further along than this. But I've got more stuff. I've got more of the everything at this point in this playthrough than I likely did at the, Off the Rails playthrough. Remember that the Off the Rails playthrough took like 300 and something hours. For that playthrough, it was over 300, and I played it exclusively at 1x speed as well. So there was that too, on top of everything else. Yes, please don't break important things. Please do not destroy the beautiful things. The glorious things. Alright. Here. This is why I needed this stuff. Excuse me. This stuff. Bigger! Destroy all water. That's it, I'm out. More. More destruction of the water. There we go. How much left? When I said I needed a lot more landfill, I was not kidding. You always need more landfill. Always need more landfill. Speaking of which, yeah, those are accruing quite nicely. I'm only going to be processing one of these. Like, that's the That's the setup I've got going here. Or is it 2? Oh, that's from powder from, yeah, the ore. So it's, yeah, it's, this is the infrastructure to process just one mine, for reference. I did start a world without water. This is alien biomes being alien biomes. This is alien biomes being alien biomes. My world has no outside lakes. I've got no lakes outside of this starting lake with some fishies. Like this is all alien biomes being alien biomes. Yeah, this is the shallow water of alien biomes. I can walk over this water. I can walk on this water. And so can biters, if I had biters. Which, why would I ever have biters? Okay, how am I going to build this? What's my orientation going to look like on the building of this? I sort of want this zone to be the Bodos, so I'll do this over here. How do you get your water? Water wells. I use the water well mod, the stone water well mod, for this. However, at this point in the game, I do have access to petroleum handling pump jacks. And there is a recipe to get water by placing down pump jacks. So there is a way in the Pi suite by itself to get water anywhere by using pump jacks. What's the point of not having water? To not have to landfill large lakes. That's the point. The point of not having water is to not have to landfill huge lakes. I am out of coffee. I'm sad by this turn of events. It's just annoying. You can watch the watch the off the rails playthrough. Like seriously, because I had lakes in that, and I took my bus through a lake, and it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant. It was like right next to a lake. I didn't bother turning to go around the lake because there were just even more water off to the sides of the lake. So I just kept going up. At that point, I had a vertical bus. It started out as a horizontal bus going from left to right, but then I turned it so that I could tap into a chromium patch. I turned the bus north, so then we built north from there. And then there was a lake, so I had to landfill the lake on a bus of, like, how big was that bus? It was over 100 frickin' lanes of stuff. It was over 100 lanes of stuff in sets of 4. So it was a bit bigger than this. It was bigger than this. It was like twice, I think twice this? Twice this, I think, was the off the rails bus. Because I used a main bus all the way through Circuit 2s. How did it work out, changing from horizontal to vertical? I mean, I did it to teach people how to do it. I mean, that was the main actual reason for doing it, was to show how it's done. That was one of the only reasons, was to just show how it was done, how to do the turn, to do a bus turn like that. The mechanics of it. All right, so we're starting with a thing there, a couple of those, a couple of those. 3 of those. 3 of those. 2 of those, and 5 solid separators. Okay. Good. And the actual like turning of the bus, that was fine. A lot of the width of the bus came after that turn, because I did the turn in the bus early. It was it was right after Circuit 1 automation that I did that turn in the bus on that series. So everything that followed going into green science happened after the turn. So I didn't have to worry as much about that, outside of taking stuff I did on the very back end to the front, that came later. It wasn't too much to have to deal with. What I had to deal with was that there was also a set of salt patches right where the crease of the turn was. So right on the corner, as it was turning, there were salt mines that I tapped into, and I had to like finagle my way around these salt mines as well. So that was pleasant. Until, of course, I fully tapped out those salt mines, which I did. Which I did fully tap out those salt mines. That's the one. Rare earth dust. Rare earth mud. Rare earth slurry from mud. Let's get this oriented properly. Solution from slurry. Concentrate from sulfuric. Of course I have to move that up. Because of course I have to move that up. Why? Like, just... the... I can't have anything convenient, can I? No. No, I cannot. And rare earth oxides. Yay! 2.5 out from 5. 5. Yeah, stuff. Yes, hashtag pie life. The pie life. You have iron, tailings, uranium, copper plates, and iron oxide. So this is like one of the most painful things, by the way. This is one of the most painful processes because I am absolutely going to be voiding both copper plates and uranium ore. Like, do you realize how painful that is to void these things? To knowingly, consciously, purposefully void these things. Exactly. Exactly. Voiding uranium ore, a source of... Actually, a source of perpetual uranium ore when you're getting the rare earth ores biotically. It is a small perpetual source of uranium ore. Why is this such a pain in the ass? Do you see why I'm annoyed by this? Do you see why I'm slightly annoyed by this? I am slightly annoyed by this. This just means I have to do this way. That way. Things. Pipe logistics. Yay, it's pipe logistics. I hope you like pipe logistics. Pipes. Pipe logistics.